Brad Boxberger, Michael Fulmer, Hector Neris, Ryan Presley, and Phil Maton.
You are Locked On Cubs, your daily Chicago Cubs podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
I'm Sam Olber, he's Matt Cozy, and you are Locked On Cubs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Later on in the episode, we'll talk some trade value stuff with the minor leagues because the Cubs are going to need to make a whole lot of moves if they're going to be able to compete with a team like that. We're going to talk some ice-cold hitters because the Cubs scored one run again. Since Saturday, it's been like watching paint dry. It's been like, anything. It's been like sitting at the library and hoping a book just gets delivered to you. But, man, I got to start with this guy, Maton. They missed again.
I think it's a possibility. It's a strong one.
He now has an 8.44 ERA. He throws the ball right down the middle every time at 88 miles an hour. It's like watching Ryan Presley, Neris, Boxberger, Fulmer. It's the same category. And look, obviously the Cubs lost this ball game because of their offense. It's ludicrous that Shota Imanaga even got charged a second run. That should have been an error on Horner. He had plenty of time. There was no need to make a glove-to-glove flip. He needs to be better than that. But Matt, am I crazy here, or does this Maton look like he's not even? He doesn't look like he could pitch right now in the big leagues.
Yeah, he does look that way. He doesn't look like he belongs on a Major League Baseball field. At times it seems that way at the very least. And at worst, I think it's possible it is that way. What's really troubling about the people you compare him to, as far as I remember, none of those guys that you mentioned, which are of all of the same ilk, absolutely, and that's the way that this might be trending, none of those guys got a 2-year deal with both years guaranteed, and they got paid like a good position player, or at least a league average one that offers you different categories. This guy has an ERA over 8.
Early in the year, early in the offseason, too. They went after him early. They identified him early and got him.
It was the Saturday before Thanksgiving. It was one of the first free agent signings in all of baseball, much less for the Cubs themselves. And right now, this team is cold. The bullpen didn't help. I have to hear on the broadcast, Maton's pitches, they're never straight. Well, the Braves hit him. They hit him hard. And the game was over at that point.
Yeah, you know what else wasn't straight? The ball that Dubon hit, that curved, that went about 450 feet or whatever it was.
That's
right. I think sometimes we make a lot of these series. Are the Cubs not in the Braves class? And yeah, first of all, I don't think they're in the class of Prairie Ridge these last 48 hours. But the one difference that screams out between these two teams, assuming that the Cubs offense will hit at some point the rest of this season, the Braves have Lee, they've got Robert Suarez, and they've got Iglesias coming out in their 7, 8, 9. The Cubs have Phil Maton, and that ain't going to cut it. Okay,
it's a lethal bullpen for them.
You want to know why the Braves are 30-something and 13? Look right there. Their 7, 8, 9 is locked down. They haven't lost a game all year after the 8th. Once this game got tied, we'll talk about the offense in a bit. They lost this game because they weren't able to get to a starter. With all due respect, I didn't think pitched that well. But once this game was tied late, Suarez, he just went up and down 1, 2, 3 like it was almost like a side session for him. And then Maton comes in, immediately hangs a pitch to Kim, rocket in the left field, gets Dominic Smith, and then hangs a pitch to Yastrzemski, who looks like his grandfather in this series. He's been
on fire, man.
He's been great.
Not even 5 minutes in,
and then they give up a home run to Dubon. I get it if it's Acuna.
That was annoying.
Yeah, and it was a no doubter.
It was a moonshot.
And he's in the game to hit against lefties.
Yeah, the Cubs have a bullpen problem. We know this. We titled an episode a few weeks ago that they're in shambles.
They got a few different problems.
Yeah, they do, but it's nice having Palencia back, but they have injuries and now performance problems. And those add up. And the fact that they may have missed again on one of these dudes in the back end to a free agent deal. Maton is not supposed to be analogous with those guys.
I don't know what that word means.
He's not supposed to be similar to those guys.
Thank you. Please keep it seventh grade or lower here.
Those guys were on the 18th hole of their careers. Maton's not supposed to be.
Well, Neris was coming off a pretty darn good year, and he pitched. It looked like he was throwing batting practice at this stage.
Right. Well, and it was from February on. True.
And remember, Matt, you made this point. Remember, it wasn't just the fact that those dudes weren't good here. When they left, they were either out of the league or really bad everywhere else. Like it was clear that they were done. Neris, where did he go?
Nobody wanted him.
Anaheim or something like that? I don't even remember.
Oh, yeah. No, he had an Astro return at one point, too.
And how'd that go?
Not well.
Yeah. And it just, I
saw Boxberger at Mariano's last week.
I don't, with Boxberger, he pitched like in April. We never saw him pitch for the Cubs again. I'd love to have on maybe like JD from the Cardinal pod or something, and just somebody tell me what's going on with Maton, because obviously he's had a really good career. He's been really successful, but I don't see it at all. And again, not why they lost, but I think if you're Craig, it's so funny because we talk about Brown as a starter, but when they get some guys back, I think Brown just has to go in and just be the eighth inning guy.
Well, that'd be nice. Yeah.
Webb has showed some signs.
A little bit. Not convincing ones, like signs that are temporary, like the construction in the summer. It's just
what other righties do they have besides Palencia?
What other righties?
Yeah, but who am I missing? Besides Thornton.
Assad and Roberts, correct. They both wear eyeglasses when they pitch. So, listen, Imanaga pitched really well again. He's an all-star.
He's been great.
A first ballot all-star right now. The bullpen really let him down.
Yeah, he was extraordinary tonight. Pitched around mistakes.
And so did the offense. There's a segue.
Yeah, my segue was going to be, you know what else? What wasn't extraordinary and what hasn't been extraordinary over the last 4 or 5 days is this up and down streaky offense that has a lot of players struggling. We talk about all of them coming up next.
Today's episode is brought to you by Rocket Money. If you've ever opened your bank account and thought, where did all my money go? You're not alone. Keeping track of subscriptions, spending, and bills can get overwhelming fast. That's where Rocket Money comes in, helping you take control of your finances all in one place. It tracks all your subscriptions in one spot and can help cancel the ones you don't need with just a few taps. Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, Netflix, The Athletic, the New York Times. You have all these subscriptions, and it automatically categorizes them and sees where your money is going. Plus, you can set budgets, get alerts, stay on top of upcoming bills. It just makes everything feel more organized and gives you a clear picture of your finances day to day. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you find and cancel unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster. Join at rocketmoney.com/locked-on. That's rocketmoney.com/locked-on.
Thank you for making Locked On Cubs your first listen of the day. If you haven't already, go check out our new Everydayer Club, which includes ad-free episodes and more. Go to lockedoncubs.supercast.com or click the link in this episode description. Okay, Nico Horner, 211, 279, 316 in the month of May. Moises Ballesteros. This is coming into tonight, by the way. Another 0 for 4 for Moises. 067, 147, 167 in the month of May. And folks, that went down on Wednesday evening. Carson Kelly, 208, 269, 209 in the month of May. Alex Bregman, 154, 250, 282 in the month of May. He better be doing some real good leadership stuff to pay off that deal right now. And folks, here's some other interesting things. Ian Happ batting 222, good OPS. Pete batting 237. My point is even the guys besides Bush, he's had a wonderful May. Besides Bush, even the guys that are doing okay, nobody's getting any base hits. And, it's a lot of walks, and you can walk your way to the bases loaded, but eventually somebody's got to get a base hit. And right now that's not happening, Matthew.
All right. So I have some somewhat bizarre research, but it makes sense. So since April 25th, the Cubs are 10-7 now. Yes, they won 10 games in a row at one point there, but they lost the 2 to the Dodgers. They now lost 4 in a row. And they lost. Did they lose one more in there?
They lost the opener in San Diego.
That's right.
Yes.
Thank you. So since that same day, not coincidentally, let me tell you about just these 4 guys that you already mentioned, but really it goes back to April 25. And I want to just illustrate the weight that this is causing right now and why they're only 3 games over 500 since that date. And they're 27-16. But let me tell you about since April 25, Hoerner's hitting 200. So in this frame of time, his average has dropped 36 points from 309 to 273.
Mm-hmm.
Bregman's average has dropped 27 points from 266 to 239. Ian Happ is hitting 189 in this stretch. And Sam, he's 10 for 43. 10 for 53, excuse me. 23 of his 43 outs are strikeouts. This is all entering Wednesday, by the way.
This is great research.
Some of this is worse.
This is way worse than what I said.
And finally, Moises Ballesteros' average since April 25 has dropped 143 points from 400 to 257. Folks, this team has struggled mightily since April 25. They're 10-7. And the last 4 games, they are hitting literally 100 with 3 runs scored.
Okay. Illinois Duke home and home. It's just scheduled today at basketball.
And they're mid-pack and pitching. Their offense stinks.
Yeah, it's all. It's always going to come down to the offense.
And Saya's last 7 games haven't been
He's
encouraging.
He's just guessing. I watched a game with my dad Saturday. He goes, I've never seen a more guess hitter. Just guesses. He's just guessing right now. As the Brewers are about to close out another one. There'll be 1.5 games back after 2 10-game winning streaks for the Cubs.
And the Cardinals keep winning.
Yeah, they don't scare me. All right. I don't know what to say. All right. Let's start with Ballesteros.
This 17-game stretch is worse than their 16 games to open the year. It is.
No,
but they have a better record though. They do have a better record.
Yeah, it's great work by you. It did kind of make me like a little physically nauseous when you said that.
Get up at one point.
Yeah, when you said they're 10-7, and that's with a 10-game win streak.
Right. The 10
means,
they won in a row.
Yeah, that means the other 7 games they have lost. So, over their last 17. But Ballesteros has hit the ball okay during this stretch. I'm just getting to the point where I'm worried about the young man's confidence and just because it's got to be like, he hits a ball today, diving catch. Yesterday, it just, he's the type of hitter. He's not going to wait out and draw walks. He gets a pitch he likes early in the count. He tries to drive it. He's driven a couple, just hasn't gone there. Nico's looked bad for a while. He had an RBI hit today. He's just hitting the ball on the ground pretty softly a lot. Bregman's the guy, and maybe if this is a little bit weird to pick on him because, he did hit a homer last night, and I believe he had a base hit today, or two of them. But he just hasn't been good all year offensively.
Pretty much, yeah.
It just hasn't been good enough, and I think that's probably what sticks out the most. And again, like, you look around the league, like I have the Brewers Padres box score pulled up here, like Churio, Terrain, Contreras, Bowers, Vaughn, Mitchell, Rengifo, Frelick, Ortiz. Like they got dudes that are gonna hit. You've got to hit. Like, it's just a non-negotiable. And let's be honest, we have evidence watching most of these guys where they aren't able to hit for a full year. I mean, obviously guys are going to go through slumps, but like, we ultimately know where Ian Happ's going to end up. And, the big wild cards this year was, okay, what's Bregman going to do for the team? And what's Ballesteros going to do for the team? Can anybody take a step forward? And none of that has happened yet, but yet they're 11 games over. So you'd like to think when the weather starts to heat up and, that they're going to get going, and they will. Like, there's ebbs and flows to this. I say it all the time. Like I make this comment that everyone thinks is like funny. Like, I promise you the Cubs are going to get hot again offensively. It's just how it goes. But it just is a little bit off-putting to see it be this bad because I got to tell you, Matt, besides for DeGrom, it's pitchers that they should have been able to deal with. No disrespect to Richie tonight. I didn't think he was overly good. He was fine.
No, and Holmes on Tuesday.
He went 4 innings.
Right. They threw a ton of pitches in a short amount of time, and they didn't have really anything to show for it. And this was, in my mind, trying to narrow it a little bit. This was the game to get because you do face if he's not a Hall of Famer, it's the Hall of Very Good. 2 pitchers in 4 games. When you say they get hot, does that start Friday? Because I would be surprised at this point if they salvage this Thursday, though I do have a chaos lineup proposal that you might as well trot out there and try. I could give you in a minute. But yeah, I hope the time that they turn around is on the south side this weekend.
And they're going to be pumped up for that series.
Well, I think that park is a good candidate to do it. It is supposed to be summer weather. The matchups look okay. And but yeah, the wild card there is, of course, the Sox are playing real well. But it's a struggling offense right now.
There's a deep drive to right by Gavin Sheets, and the Padres have taken a 3-1 lead in the ninth.
Oh, that's big.
3-run homer with 2 outs.
I can't do that on my computer. My Wi-Fi is funny.
Former White Sox Gavin Sheets, you can put it on the board.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is how we are in May, folks.
I know. I'm just
but to your point, this is a roller coaster. Like, it's a daily grind.
And I haven't been to Six Flags since 6th grade.
Wow. We are both dishing out lines. You more than me, for sure.
I got sick.
Ben Brown. What?
I got sick when I went there.
Ben Brown and Chris Sale
and a chili dog
face off tomorrow. Here's the lineup I would go with. Ready?
Please.
Pete in center, Shaw in right.
Is Mickey Mantle available?
Saya the DH, Happ in left, Bregman at third, Swanson at short, Kelly at first, Lopez at second, and Amaya at first.
And Mike Schmidt at third base.
So that's my chaos lineup. Nico, Take a Day, Ballesteros, Conforto.
Is Amaya healthy?
Bush. What?
Is Amaya healthy? Did we get that update? Is he good?
Wow, I'm not sure.
They said that he had back tightness. That's why Ballesteros caught last night.
Well, one change I would make then would be Kelly at catcher, Bush leading off at first then. Chaos lineup. Nicky Lopez in for Nico Horner. I forgot Nicky was on the team.
How about the great Hack Wilson to take some hacks?
Wow, all right.
I just like to name former greats, like to respect the greats. Because there's a lot of greats, and right now in this offense, there's no greats. All right, there might be some greats in the minor leagues. The Cubs might have to make a trade. We do some trade value grades coming up next. This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. The NBA playoffs are here, and every possession matters. If you're looking to get even closer to the action, FanDuel has a great offer to get you started. Right now, new customers can bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. That's right. Turn $5 into $50 in bonus bets for just getting started. I like using FanDuel during the playoffs because everything I need is right there in one place. Folks, I watched the Spurs-Wolves game last night. If you haven't watched Victor Wembanyama play basketball yet in the playoffs, I highly recommend just giving it a 10-minute once over. It's like I don't even know what I'm watching. Every shot at the rim, it's like he catches it, and then he just goes out in transition and hits a pull-up three, and he's 7'5", and they're going to be really difficult to beat. And I might place some money on them to win the title because as long as Wembanyama stays healthy, I don't know how you beat him. Head to FanDuel.com to get started. FanDuel, play your game. I'm Sam Olber. He's Matt Cozy. And we are lifelong fans taking our passion to discussion with you on all things Cubs. And thank you for making Locked On Cubs the #1 Cubs podcast in the world. All right. So we were talking on the phone today as I was getting my dinner order. And, we were talking about ideas for the show. And we came up with, I do a trade value list every year. And I didn't do it this year. If I remember.
You did over the winter.
Oh, I did do it? Okay, great.
I thought so.
Yeah. All right. I think I did a top 5 maybe. And I want to go over just like the guys that like could headline a deal if the Cubs wanted to go get somebody really good. And you tell me maybe some guys that I'm missing.
I think there's only a few.
Because at the end of the day, I mean, Jackson Wiggins right now is their #1 prospect, but how is he going to headline a deal if we don't know if his elbow's okay?
Right.
And he's pitching in AAA, so they really don't have to be forthcoming with that. So we really have no clue what's going on there.
We're in the dark.
And again, I could be missing a few things because, I'm not super locked in on minor league reports, but I don't think we've heard a whole ton of stuff. So that's not good.
Right.
Jefferson Rojas is probably the guy that tantalizes me most if I'm another team. He's got tremendous bat speed. The ball gets through the zone. He's one of those guys you go watch take BP. It sounds different coming off his bat. Thought he looked really good at times in spring training. He's young. He's toolsy. I personally think he's the guy that if the Cubs wanted to make a big deal, that teams would target. And then you have Alcantara, who's I think he had another home run tonight. He's still 23 years old. I agree with what you said the other night. He's probably the most likely guy to go because of the outfield situation. But do they want to hold on to him because of the free agency stuff? And then you get jumbled up. There's the Jonathan Longs of the world. There's Ramirez. There's a lot. Where are you? Like are you okay parting ways with any of these dudes if necessary?
I think so, especially because they locked up Nico Horner. They have Bregman for a while. They still have Swanson through 2029, I believe. It's at least 28. I think it's through 29. They still have Matt Shaw. So I don't really see a spot for Jefferson Rojas. And if they think they could trade for someone that would help them not only make the Final Four, but possibly beyond, then they should trade Jefferson Rojas, not to mention all the infielders I just mentioned that are locked up for years to come. The Cubs have locked in a nucleus, at least through 28, but I think it's through 29. And so where's Rojas going to play? They can move him to left or right, I guess. But I think his value right now is attractive to another team, and the Giants could like him, or the Mets, or the Angels, or whoever, to really get a top starting pitcher. I am okay parting with him. He is hot and cold, up and down at Double-A Knoxville right now. I think Wiggins is his value 1 through 10, Sam, right now is like a 2.
Oh, no.
or a 3. And
Oh.
and we'll see after that. I mean, I would struggle to see if they traded someone off the current team. But I guess that's always possible. Don't tell me the Brewers came back.
No, I was just reacting to you saying Wiggins.
Oh, thankfully. Okay.
Yeah, no, Mason Miller's in, so
okay.
Hopefully that should be. Yeah, I guess the purpose of the exercise is to let everybody know it's not a very deep farm system anymore. And
they have a bottom farm system again.
And they can't just be, oh, well, why don't the Cubs like to me, the price that fascinates me would be what's Skubal's price?
Oh, wow.
Because he's injured, right? And he's also going to be a free agent. He'll be back soon. You know, if you're going to go, you know, but then
it's a great name. Yeah.
But then the question is how much does he want to give? Does he want to risk injury? Cause he's about to get paid, you know, like, it's like, you know, is he okay throwing every third, fourth day in the play? Cause like whichever guy you go get, if the Cubs are going to make a serious run in the playoffs, they're going to need to pitch every 3 or 4 days in the playoffs.
Right.
And when you got $300 million on the line, like Skubal does, you know, his agent, they might not want him to do that.
I could see that.
I shouldn't say that he wouldn't want to do that. That's not fair to him. I think the people, his agents and people wouldn't want to do that. You know, and I guess Peralta's in the same boat, really. He's a free agent, but
true.
Yeah, I wonder, like, so I guess my question would be, let's say you call the Mets. The Mets are starting to heat up a little, but let's say you call up the Mets. And by the way, Aroldis Chapman struck out the side again tonight.
Yeah, he's been dominant again.
He's the greatest reliever of our generation.
Yeah, Cubs. Maybe the Cubs could get him in July.
If you had a chance at a guy like Peralta, like, is it a 1-for-1 of those guys? Do you even need to?
No.
You think it's more?
I think it's a little more. Yeah,
that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough, Matthew.
Yeah, I think you're probably trading Rojas, one of your picks from last summer, that's been flourishing in the minors, whether it's a Kane Kepley or a Dominic Reed, and then maybe a Wiggins or Alcantara, and that would get it done for sure. I would think.
Any chance we win tomorrow?
I think the chances are low, but yeah, there's always a chance. There's always tomorrow, man.
That Sox series is going to be something. Thank you for tuning in to Locked On Cubs. Make sure you subscribe and follow so you get all the latest episodes. Maybe on tomorrow's show, we'll report 2 runs. For those of you on video, we send you to the first ever 24/7 National Locked On Podcast Network and a base hit. On audio, make sure your second listen is Locked On MLB. For Matt Cozy, I'm Sam Olber. This is Locked On Cubs, where we don't score runs.